Hi lovelies, it's Jo from Angels and Ancestors. I'm just checking the camera. Yeah, it's recording, yay! I'm just going to move that out of the way because that is driving me up the walls. And oh, we have to leave her there. If it starts flashing, it means she's listening in, so I'm really sorry about that. I bought it not really thinking, and I need to relocate her. I was hoping that she would play some nice music, and yeah, hasn't quite worked out like that. So, lovelies, this is your general weekly reading for the 16th to the 22nd of December. Nearly lost the plot there. Lovelies, these readings, I'm pre-recording them because I'm just not going to be around to do them, so I'm going to get them pre-recorded and they're going up onto YouTube, and I'm setting them on a timer so they're scheduled rather than do them on the weekend. I just don't know how to use the phone well enough to be able to upload and do sort of stuff on YouTube. I've looked at it and I really don't understand it, so in the new year I have to get somebody to show me how to do it. Anyway, so your weekly general reading for the 16th to the 22nd of December. For those of you who are celebrating the solstice or Yule, have a fabulous time, have a wonderful time, you know, eat, drink, be merry. And just to give you a quick update, well, not an update but a heads up, that the winter time is supposed to be a time for all human beings to kind of shut themselves away and reflect and think and heal and do all of those things. And our ancestors used to do it really well. They would haul up in caves where they had stocked up food for the harshest months, which is December, January and February. Like the nature side of things, you know, you've got a lot of animals going into hibernation and flight across to other countries where it's warmer. We're no different. We still need that healing. We still need to take stock, reflect and rejuvenate, if you like, from the year that we've had. And we've kind of lost the plot with that over the years. We've kind of like lost the idea that, you know, you go to bed when it's dark, you get up when it's light, and we've kind of lost that slowing down period that our ancestors would have experienced, just because we're living in a different era. We're living in a technology era where we can work 24/7 if we want, and we can be productive. However, as human beings, we are not taking into account that for millennia our ancestors didn't work the full year, and it would be, even if they did farm, you know, it would only be in daylight hours, it wouldn't be in nighttime hours, and there would be lots of time to rest up, heal, reflect, rejuvenate, all of that stuff that I've just said. So just kind of keep that in mind, especially over the Yule and Christmas period, where you do have a few days where you can celebrate with others, where you can stop and think, take a breath and think about the year that's just passed and how you want to sow your seeds for the year to follow and for subsequent years as well. I know that I've sowed many seeds over the years and thought they're never going to germinate, and this year has been phenomenal for me. I know I lost Mum, but other than going through that experience, which a lot of people would say was negative. I didn't find it a negative experience. I found it, I found that I was in a very privileged position to help with that transition, as I was with my dad. So I'm kind of like, yes, I'm sad, yes, I'm going through the grieving part, and it hits me in the most inopportune moments, like driving to work and panic attacks and all of that sort of stuff is going on. However, I think of that time that I spent with her is so precious. I think of that time where I honoured her and her wishes completely, and that's the kind of things that I'm going to be thinking about and reflecting. I'm still going to be celebrating, don't get me wrong. I'm travelling 6,000 miles to go and spend a Christmas with my friend for the first time in 38 years. So that's going to be something completely different for me. You know, but the reflection side of it, the rest of the year kind of got lost in what happened over the last couple of months. So it's going to give me time out to kind of like think, absorb, and then think about what I want for the future, because so much came true and came right for me this year. Next year is pretty much set up as to what and when I'm going to do stuff, but then I need to start sowing seeds for the subsequent years to come. So lovelies, if that's the position you're in, please join me in thinking of December as the restful month, and I know we're flying around buying presents and everything and all of that sort of stuff, but please, 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 if there's only one present you can give yourself this year, and that is to take, even if it's just a few minutes out to reflect on the year and what you want to happen in 2020. So let's get to the reading. I'm going to have to timestamp this for you, and because I went right off on a tangent. I'm really sorry about that. So can we have, for this general reading, a challenge card for the 16th to the 22nd of December, please? I think there's two. Oh, there's three. Do you know, I'm not going to take them down. I'm not doing three as the challenge. I'm just not doing it. So, it's... okay. Oh, there's a surprise. Can I have foundation, please, for the 16th to 22nd of December? Thank you. And can I have a gotcha back? Right, this card that I'm laying down now, I am explaining it every reading so that you kind of get a gist. I used to use this card to represent your recent past, but I've just recently changed it to who's got your back, who is standing behind you and supporting you, or what is standing behind you and supporting you. And I'm having far better results with that than I was with predicting something that had happened in the past. I just don't see the point in looking at the past, because I get the feeling and the intuition comes through that things have affected you from your past, and you do bring it forward to the future. Doesn't matter who we are, we all do it. So that one at the top there is your thoughts and feelings for that week, for the 16th to the 22nd of December. And I want one card for the forward, for the future, immediate future. Very nice. Okay. I'm just going to do an energy card. I try to use these earlier today, and I've got to be honest with you, I was shuffling and shuffling. Oh gosh, there's a whole part. I'm not taking all of those. And shuffling, and nothing, literally nothing came out. Made my thumb sore, but nothing jumped out. So, could I have an energy card for the 16th to the 22nd of December for the general reading, please? And it's going to be really odd to pack all of this away for a while. I don't intend leaving it out in open view. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit odd to think of it being safely tucked away for December, believe it or not. Lovelies, I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to go and get a pair of glasses because my eyes are stinging. And if you can hear that whooshing noise in the background, I'm doing housework as we speak to try and catch up with everything, so I'm not coming back from my holidays. Okay, so the energy for this week is a woman holding a coin, and that coin is an ancient Chinese coin rather than a European coin, and she's sitting in her finery with her black cat next to her. I'm kind of getting the feeling that this is the Queen of Pentacles. Let's see how the story unfolds, because if that is the Queen of Pentacles, then she's a real earthy kind of energy, and it talks about being grounded and keeping yourself grounded and firmly grounded, but it also is about looking out across your kingdom to see the fruits of your labour as well. So, and admiring that and being able to offer that to other people. So let's see how the reading kind of unfolds. And I'm so sorry, but I'm processing stuff as well. And you can hear my voice in the background. Right, so I've shushed that. I'm really sorry about this. It's going to be a long-winded reading, isn't it? I'm so sorry. I'll timestamp it so that I can let you know when the actual reading starts, because the rest of it could be a bit boring. Okay, so your current energy, you've got the Knight of Athames. This is messages coming through. It's messages coming forward to you, but they're coming in thick and fast. And I'm also getting that you're giving messages fast. You're giving messages out very quickly to people, and perhaps you're not taking as much care as you normally would in offering these messages before you're galloping off again and doing something else. So just make sure that the messages that people are receiving is exactly what you're saying, and they're not misinterpreting stuff. But coming in towards you as well, try not to misinterpret what other people are saying to you, because this is very fast energy. It's coming in, and it's the Athame is up. It's drawing down energy, and it's got momentum behind it. So kind of like just take a breath. If it's you that's giving out the messages, make sure that people are receiving those messages as they are meant. And if you are receiving the messages and they're coming in thick, fast and furious, kind of take a moment to absorb what the messages are that are coming towards you. Now, your challenge for the week is the Ten of Pentacles. Now, normally this is going to be the completion. It's the completion of a happy family. It's the generations coming together. And guess what? It's your challenge this week. So if you're kind of bringing people together that may be having difficulties in communicating with each other, your challenge is probably very likely to try and get into this beautiful place where you're keeping the peace. Now, in your foundation is the Two of Rods. And this is finding a different way to do something. It is going off and exploring different avenues. It's coming out of your comfort zone. Your foundation at the moment, you're having a bit of a shift about your thoughts, feelings and values, and especially around work and projects and all of that sort of stuff. So your foundation, I think it's quite solid, but I think you're in search of making it even more solid by exploring different ways of attacking things. So if this is something that you normally have to do, is kind of like play referee to the family, it may be that you're sending out messages of wanting to do that differently. Or perhaps you're standing your ground and sending messages that you ain't going to put up with this year. You're just not going to be doing it this year. I know I'm not. Yeah. So just think about the different ways that you can do stuff. Maybe not follow the same pattern. But yeah, your foundation, I think your foundation is okay. It's just that you're getting to the point where you need to make it 100% your own foundation and not what's given to you from family issues and values. So what's got your back for this week is the High Priest, and he's wonderful. He is magical. He knows his stuff. He brings in a lot of protection, a lot of ascension, a lot of manifestation. And what he tells you is that you are protected by the stones. He can conjure up all this wonderful stuff that's going on. But what's got your back is that you can tap into this energy. You have got this energy 100% behind you. Now, whether it's a living human being or whether it's a spirit or an energy or something that's got your back, but you can tap into this wholeheartedly to make sure that you are protected at all times, that you are seeing the sunshine coming through those clouds, and the ray of light is hitting the bowl of magic that he's got there, that he's conjuring up this protection, he's conjuring up this magic. So it's stuff that you can really, really tap into. I think whoever this is for, you're very highly evolved and skilled in what you do. And I think a lot of this is that you give out messages quickly to people. You bring stuff in quickly to people. And on the whole, the majority of people accept those messages as you're giving them. But as far as the family goes, they misinterpret things. And that's why you're thinking of doing something a bit different around this. Now, in your thoughts and feelings, you have got the Lord and the Lady. Now, the Lord and the Lady in other decks are the Lovers, and in this deck it's all about different partnerships. It can be a man and a woman in a love partnership, woman, man. It can be father and daughter, mother and son, or vice versa. It's all different partnerships. It's the bringing together of the Lord and the Lady. The Lord being the protector of all the woodlands and nature, and the Lady being Mother Gaia or Mother Earth. And what I think, because they're in your thoughts and your feelings, I'm kind of getting the feeling that doing things differently may bring a relationship that is playing on your mind back into perspective, back into focus, back into a much nicer and safer place that you've been yearning for. And this is why you're being told that this has got your back and you're tapping into this. And I am going to go back to the energy card, because I do get the feeling that she's got a part to play in this. Oh, really? I've just got that whoever this is for, sometimes the family can get into the throes of who spent the most on presents, who spent the most on making the house look nice, You're looking for this different way. You don't want to get into that. You want to get into what it actually means for the solstice, for Yule, for Christmas. You want to get into the old way of thoughts and feelings around those celebrates. Yeah, this relationship, it's definitely been playing on your mind, and it's kind of like being left to one side for some reason. But it is because you're looking at this different way, this energy that's supporting you, this is going to come to the forefront. And the reason I'm saying that is you've got the Lord of Shadows in your future. And the Lord of Shadows is, you need to step out of the shadows and into the light. You need to be where these folks are in front of you. You need to be by the wishing well. You're a butterfly that's just beginning to bloom. And I think this is going to be part of what's happening with this relationship. It's going to come out of your thoughts and your feelings, and it is going to actually manifest itself into something, providing you can do that stepping out and you're not holding back. I get the feeling that whoever you are, and I'm not going to say this is months, I'm going to say this is years, you have been in something or somebody's shadow for a long time. You've never pushed yourself forward. Even though other people see you in a different light, you see yourself as this person always in the wings, always waiting for that invitation, always waiting for that opportunity, that moment where you can just go, I'm here, I'm ready for this. This is going to happen for you. You are going to step out of the shadows and you are going to feel that sunlight on your face, and this is going to help. And I am going to hazard a guess that this is a love relationship in your head. It's somebody you've got contact with. It is somebody you are talking to. But I don't feel that it's currently a full-blown relationship. And I don't know why. I can't see if there's a distance between you, or if this is somebody that you've known for a long time and you just don't know whether to push it on. But there's something about timing. So I don't know if the time is a long time or the distance is a long way. There's something there that is putting something between you two, but it is coming together. It is coming together, and this is where you need this beautiful woman holding the coin, which I'm going to hazard a guess is Mother Earth, because, or the Queen of Pentacles even, because she's grounding. She's grounding you. She is saying to you, you know, you've got this. You've got the ability to make your coins. You've got the ability to sit and admire everything you've worked for. But in doing that, you need to stay grounded and realistic. And this will all play out just beautifully. So we're going to ask the archangels for some advice. And keep in mind, these general readings notoriously are longer than the what the fuck readings or the spiritual readings, just by the very nature that it is such a general reading that I use so many more decks than I do in the other two readings. And there's so many of you out there that I just feel that the more information that I can get out, the more likely whoever it's for will be able to understand the messages that are coming through to you. So we have divine guidance. And it says, the search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. I'm going to put that over here with the High Priest energy, because I'm getting that has got your back. And it could be this one as well, to be honest. So we've got the Page of Gabriel. And it says, follow your passion. You are ready for the challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. I'm going to put that with that one because I think that's it. And then we've got the Nine of Michael. And the Nine of Michael says, your worries unnecessary. Focus on your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt or worry to your angels. So let the angels deal with anything that's negative, because they will deal with it if you ask them. They really will. So I'm just going to switch the cards around a bit because I need to get to the other decks. So we're going to ask Gaia if she can give us some guidance for the week the 16th to the 22nd. And I promise the next reading's not going to be as long-winded. I promise I won't waffle quite as much. Is there anything else that the collective need to know for the 16th to the 22nd of December? I'll take that one. Oh, okay. So the first one that came out was attachment, and it's letting go of restriction and fear. And do you know what? All of us do this, and I've got a feeling this is to do this card up here, is we self-restrict. We tell ourselves that we shouldn't be doing something because somebody has told us we shouldn't be doing that. And in actual fact, in truth, if you sat down and you worked out what it is that you're not doing, I bet you can find 10 reasons as to why you should be doing it. So, you know, lovelies, stop self-restricting. Just quickly do a calculation. Is this going to harm anybody? Is this going to harm me? If the answer to those questions is no, it's not going to cause any harm, then you are safe to do whatever it is that you want to do. The fear of, do you know, fear is instilled in us as children. You know, our parents, Lord love them, for whatever reason, they think that the best way to teach a child is to instill fear in us. So instead of letting us explore the world around us and finding out that the kettle is hot, you know, they make us fearful of going near it. And then the day when you're 9 and they say, go and make us a cup of tea, you're like, crap, I've got to touch that kettle. You know, and it is kind of, lovelies, don't do it to yourself. Don't restrict your brain into thinking that you need this fear in order to be able to ascend, in order to be able to move forward, to develop. You just don't need it. And yeah, I heard something once, and I really disagree with this. I heard somebody once say, to have fear is to have no faith. That's not the case. Fear does keep you safe. It stops you from jumping off buildings. It stops you from touching a poisonous snake. It does lots of things for you. As humans, we're naturally curious. What would happen if, you know? But these attachments that you've got, I'm getting the feeling that they are not healthy attachments. And they are within you. So you can sort that out. You can tell yourself repeatedly that you don't need that fear. You don't need to be fearful of stepping forward or stepping out of your comfort zone in order to achieve something, because you don't need to be fearful of that. If it's divinely guided and it's meant to be, making that first step will be the most difficult one. The rest of the steps get easier as you go along. So the next card that you've got from the Gaia deck is the Winter's End, which is this beautiful card here. And it says regeneration, rebirth and positive outcome. What was I talking at the beginning of the reading about the Winter's End being the regeneration and rebirth of ourselves, looking and reflecting on ourselves? So what Gaia, I think, is saying to you is, at this end of the year, not only are you going to be regenerating, rebirth and positive outcomes, but, you know, this little bit of work that you need to stop doing, you need to stop restricting yourself and going more with the flow of things around you. So we're going to ask the angels and the ancestors for some wisdom and knowledge for this week, the 16th to the 22nd. of December. Oh, very nice. I like that. I'm going to do 3 more shuffles. Is there anything else? No. Okay, so the wisdom from the angels and the ancestors this week is the Heart Guardian, and it is love and let yourself be loved. That is so in keeping with this side. I'm going to pop it over there. We're going to ask the dreams of Gaia. If we can have a dream card, straight away it fell out for, do you know what? I've never seen this card. I don't think I've ever seen this card before. Okay. He is stunning, isn't he? I'm going to have a bit of a read because I'm not sure of him. I can see his earth. Hate Roman numerals, as you all know. I do not like them. I found him. So what he says is family, community, providence, protection, dependability, responsibility, duty, service and sacrifice. And he says report responsibility and duty to family. So this is where this card comes in. And it says give love, care and support. So the 6th of Earth reminds us of our responsibility and duty to our family, especially the younger members. It asks us to be selfless in the service to those who are in need and dependent on us for love, care and support. So I think what he's trying to say to you, although you're looking for a different way of dealing with the family this year around the issues, it's asking you to be mindful of the younger members of the family, that they are able to see that whatever you're doing is done responsibly and with love in your heart. Let's have a look. It says, teach by word and deed, lead by example. If you have no children, the 6th of Earth reminds you that it is your responsibility to both humanity and Gaia to become the best person you can be. So that then is talking and leading you to believe about your community and the wider picture around you if there is no children. So yes, I think it's just a reminder that if there are family arguments at this time of the year, how that can affect children for many, many, many years to come. So just remember, in your new way of trying to handle and dealing with